what we found from companies who've moved to SolidWorks from other 3D environments is they were either in a place where their existing 3D CAD tool didn't provide those capabilities, so they had to buy other software products and find ways of linking those together, or else, their provider did have those solutions in the portfolio, but often they're very, very expensive, really add to the cost of ownership of that software, and they can be hard to use. So I think that SolidWorks is the only real solution to deliver that, that full wide portfolio, but to do it in a way that's affordable and easy to use.
We looked at Fusion 360. We looked at Onshape as well. So we looked at quite a few different options, but we just felt that SolidWorks was the best fit overall. So for instance, the Onshape was good, it was nice, but it was a bit limited on the functionality. And then Fusion 360, we just found that the functionality was quite good, especially for multi-body parts, but it was all SolidWorks is so good on the engineering side. When you go a bit further down the line in the product development, you start doing things with optimization, and when you start linking with manufacturers, and you have to issue drawings, and you have to issue with things like task scheduler, all these things that are set up for an engineer going into production, we found really strong on the SolidWorks side of things.
So one of the great things about SolidWorks when it comes to reverse engineering is being able to see that everything fits together before you go to manufacture. So without that, you believe all your measurements are correct and all your drawings are accurate, but you don't know that until you've made the first parts and you come to fit them together. Whereas with CAD, you can do that virtually. So you take all your measurements and you can create the assembly and know that they all fit together and work correctly together before you commit to manufacture.
SolidWorks is a bit like doing a practical job with someone that understands what you're doing. SketchUp was a little bit more like working with someone that had no idea what you were doing. So SolidWorks is there with the hammer or there with the spanner, and it knows what you're trying to achieve. SketchUp never did that. It was just stood there waiting for you to tell it what to do.
So SolidWorks, it greatly speeds up our time to actually produce a product. If we were using software that didn't have the same capabilities as SolidWorks, the client might not see what they're going to get until we've built the finished item.
The reason SolidWorks is so powerful for us is that because you're going straight into an environment where you're working in 3D, you're working in this is what the physical object would look like, this is the size it would be, you can go straight from that to something like a 3D printer and just get it knocked up literally in the span of an hour, which means in an afternoon you can iterate something 3 or 4 times and you can have a finished part. It's like, okay, that works now. You can do it in a day.
SketchUp, although it was, from a conceptual point of view, it was absolutely fine, but when you get into the actual detail and actually want to start using fabrication drawings and assembly drawings, SolidWorks is just so far ahead on that, and the drawings part of SolidWorks, it just enables us to communicate with the fabricator so much better.
Other companies in your industry, other companies in your value chain are likely to be using SolidWorks. So if you're needing to communicate design data either with suppliers or customers, it's very likely that SolidWorks is going to be around in that value chain, and that makes that whole process of communicating back and forth seamless and much more efficient and effective.